the Jedi. To end.
What's up, intergenerational Ways of the Jedi junkies? Just in time for Christmas, Disney has finally released their latest chapter in the never-ending story that is now Star Wars.
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Give me the Star Wars.
Most of you have probably seen The Last Jedi at least 3 times already. The reviews keep rolling in, and they obviously speak for themselves. But you're probably not as Force woke as you might imagine. Here are 13 things you definitely missed in Star Wars The Last Jedi. Number 1. Physics! Now I know what you were thinking throughout all those adrenaline-kicking space battles. Gravity. What's the deal? Maybe your stodgy old high school physics teacher told you something like,
Right, you little shits. So your gravity is going to equal G, right? That's times M1. What, Billy?
R2-D2.
Hot, R2-D2. What? No. What the fuck?
and the lack of it, which means things float around in space. However, what he didn't tell you is that the First Order's Dreadnought ship is so massive, it creates its own gravitational pull that only affects temporally coordinated incendiary phenomena. AKA bomb! So anyone who thinks that the Resistance's bombs would have just floated away clearly doesn't understand science. And the character of Resistance Fighter Asian Demographic number 2 wouldn't have been sucked out into the cold, unforgiving vacuum of space. Because, again,
But why did Princess Leia fly out?
you're a casual fair-weather fan might ask. And to that I say, I find your lack of lornage disturbing. Okay, look, Leia's a high-level Force user, so it's entirely plausible she threw herself out of the command center when that TIE fighter blew it up in an attempt to intimidate the First Order, and then she force-pulled a breath of air into her lungs so she wouldn't die in the cold, unforgiving vacuum of space. Then she flew back to the ship where Poe and company felt like the First Order got pretty spooked on account of Leia's showwomanship, and so they didn't need to fling themselves back into space. And then Leia got really tired because of how brave she was and had to take a quick coma for a few hours, which actually isn't that unbelievable because I took a coma just the other day, except Norm called it a nap. Number 2.
Character development.
Rey ended The Force Awakens as a badass, polyglot, multi-talented demigoddess capable of beating up multiple assailants, flying outdated ships, fixing outdated ships, eluding authorities in outdated ships, tricking people with her newfound Force abilities, and besting her trained in the dark side antagonists in a one-on-one fight. So she definitely had a lot of room to grow in The Last Jedi. And boy, does she have a lot of adversity and obstacles standing in her way to becoming a true hero. She takes one meditation lesson from Luke, practices slicing through rocks and destroying the sacred relics of an ancient religion, and then leaves to confront Kylo Ren and Snoke all by herself. She ends up wiping out Snoke's Praetorian Guard, flying back to the Resistance without taking any fire, and lifting all the rocks to save the day and reignite the ethos of rebellion in her comrades. Gee, I can't wait to see where they take this character. Oh, and she did get a scratch on her shoulder though, so technically she can't be a Mary Sue. Haters.
I don't buy the Mary Sue thing anyway. I find the term sexist in itself because it's Mary Sue. I don't think there's a thing called Rian Craig.
Case closed. Kylo Ren was heavily criticized in The Force Awakens for being a bratty, emo Darth wannabe without any clear motivation for turning to the dark side or, well, just about anything he does.
And hey, it's Kylo Ren and his black and evil mask. Does he scare you as much as he scares me?
No. In The Last Jedi, however, the audience is treated to a brief glimpse of an actual human being underneath that knockoff helmet, as Kylo hesitates to shoot Leia and leads Rey to believe there's a chance he might actually turn to the light before the credits roll. Clearly uncharted territory for the Star Wars saga.
I know there is good in you. The Emperor hasn't driven it from you fully. That was why you couldn't destroy me. That's why you won't bring me
This
to
isn't the
your-
movie you're looking for.
And we do see it. He ends up killing Snoke and taking out the Red Guards alongside Rey, only to fulfill his destiny of immediately doing an about-face and proclaiming himself the new Supreme Leader. Oh well, can't be getting too mushy on everyone. That could invite comparisons to other Star Wars movies, and that is something Disney has been adamant to avoid.
No, I just said, this isn't the movie you're looking for.
Aw, see? It's different. We hit the reset button on Kylo and now he's bad again. It's like
totally different, you guys.
Luke Skywalker's character has already been well established in previous Star Wars films. Starting as a young, brash teenager who gets thrust into a situation far larger than he could have ever imagined, he slowly learns through trials of loss and suffering that true heroism means coming to the aid of those you love whenever darkness threatens to extinguish the light. So it makes total sense he's now a curmudgeon-y old fuck who went into hiding on an island where green titty milk is your only source of potable fluid, while all the peace and prosperity he brought to the universe is erased. His friends and family fight for their lives, and fascism once again reigns. He does have high marks on Rate My Professors, though.
Bro, easy A. This dude didn't even show up half the time. Our first lesson, we got to go outside. Andy let us look at our notes during the final. Super chill professor.
Then we have Finn and Poe, who are really good friends. Okay. Poe and Finn are really good friends. Except that Poe killed Finn's previous best friend in The Force Awakens, and the weight of such a secret is slowly giving him pancreatic cancer. Finn is a really deep character with complex motivations, such as being Poe's friend, and being Rey's friend, and having far too much inside information about the First Order than would seem reasonable to entrust to the 2,187th soldier in the Frady Cat Nonconformist Division. Wow. Now, Poe Dameron, that's a man's man. He's such a man, he spreads his legs in his X-Wing and probably wears stuff on Casual Friday that makes his co-resistance fighters uncomfortable. And overall, his bravado is just really toxic. Which brings us to number 3, balls! By now, you've probably heard that every major male character in this movie has a female counterpart standing next to him telling him why he's wrong, checking his questionably straight Guatemalan American privilege, and otherwise demonstrating that she can open her own hangar bay doors, thank you very much.
Get your head out of your cock! Pit.
This is seen primarily in the subplot between Poe Dameron and the formidable Vice Admiral. Hold on a second, that's Laura Dern. And she's got purple hair. Okay, Star Wars movie, I don't know. Poe's entire character throughout The Last Jedi is the quintessential 80s action hero, as his early scenes are predominantly testosterone-seeped suicide missions with a Michael Bay-sized erection for explosions. This muy caliente machismo is swiftly reined in by the cool of Holdo's violet-adorned level head, thus setting the dynamic for each subsequent male-female pairing for the remaining 90 minutes, plus the extra 45 minutes they decided to add on top.
Rian and Kathy Kennedy and Rom, as producers, really care deeply about how all their characters are represented, and in this case, how a woman is represented, and a woman in a place of power. And it was really important for Rian that she have room to be very feminine and soft and ethereal and otherworldly, even spiritual, you know, that she could hold all these different qualities, flirtatious, sensual, and powerful. We've had a lot of fun playing with what our dynamic is and somebody who shows up and puts him in his place.
Now look, I don't care when a movie does a little bob and curtsy to one side of an ongoing cultural discussion such as gender roles in society. My problem with The Last Jedi is the lumberjill-like sweat it works up, proving to the audience that it's doing its part to carve a notch in the deadwood of male action heroes. Strong females pull the levers and twist the knobs behind computers in both Resistance and First Order command towers. And while I have no inherent problem with this, the movie's insistent waving of their diversity credentials to the audience comes across as extremely off-putting, since the original trilogy consistently featured women in positions of power and badassery who got there on their own merits and whom the writers treated as competent individuals capable of going toe-to-toe with strong male characters.
Well, Your Highness, guess this is it.
That's right.
Don't get all mushy on me. So long, Princess.
Come on.
You're imagining things.
Am I? Then why are you following me? Afraid I was gonna leave without giving you a goodbye kiss?
I just assumed it's a Wookiee.
I can arrange that.
The movie's surface-level deconstruction of unrealistic gender expectations smacks of the same moral panic surrounding Mattel's Barbie dolls over the past 30 years. Little girls don't naturally like aesthetically pleasing fashion dolls. That's just a product of a patriarchal environment. You put that down! And it doesn't matter that Mattel is bent into circus-like contortions to please everybody. Nowadays, you got short Barbies, tall, vaguely Asian Barbies, teen pregnancy Barbies, and black Barbies. I even hear they've got a morbidly obese Barbie. But try as they might, Mattel can never erase the stigma of their original plastic female mold, And so the crusade against the woman with the longest resume in the world continues. Star Wars The Last Jedi feels like those same people making sure G.I. Joes never end up in the hands of precocious little boys again.
I said put it down!
Number 4. By the way, are you getting the whole thing with the list of the stuff you missed in the movie? Does it feel like when you realize about 1/3 of the way that the snail's pace chase sequence was gonna be the whole thing? Does it make you mad? Good. Tension. When drama makes you feel for the characters, when it makes you care whether they win or lose, fight or run, live or die, pathos is at work. But whenever a movie sets into place a scenario where something is at stake, and then immediately undercuts the seriousness of the situation with a fart or a gag, bathos is to blame. The Last Jedi is virtually devoid of any real tension because the movie apparently has no time to stop and let things build. This ship can't go under 50 parsecs an hour or else it will explode. Oh no. Poe's X-Wing lost its laser function. Oh wait, it's fine. BB-8's got it with his head. That's what was wrong with it. BB-8's head wasn't shoved into the wires hard enough. Oh no! The First Order somehow tracked the Resistance through hyperspace, an unprecedented move utilizing the latest high-tech— Oh wait, the Resistance can outrun them, but— Oh no! Their fuel reserves can only last long enough to match the running time of P.T. Anderson's There Will Be Blood. But also, Rose thinks that the hyperspace tracker is probably just like a regular space tracker, so she should be able to sabotage it. No problem. Something she didn't know existed 2 seconds ago. The girl who stares at pipes all day and moonlights as the escape pod wing security guard.
Tase me, bro! Don't tase me!
Oh no! Finn and Rose are imprisoned on Las Vegas planet for not paying their parking tickets. Now they'll never find the code breaker. Oh wait, they just so happen to be locked in the same cell as an entirely different code breaker who also wants to help them and also can pick locks and who also hasn't thought to use that particularly helpful skill until just this very moment. But oh no! The cops are coming! That's okay, because BB-8 is here and he's throwing out coins faster than the most benevolent level in Super Mario. He's making it rain on these hoes, Scrooge McDuck style. Oh no! Finn, Rose, and Benicio are captured before they could sabotage the hyperspace tracker. Oh wait, the Resistance is using escape pods now. Yeah, no one was really committed to that other plan anyway, except maybe Poe. Stupid, stupid penis-having Poe. Oh no! Finn and Rose are stopped by an ATST. Oh wait, it's just BB-8 being awesome. You're so awesome, BB-8. Oh no! The First Order is shooting down the escape pods. Shit, did I mention spoilers?
You clicked on a video called 13 Things You Did.
Oh, that's okay. Lavender Lock Laura Derns is just gonna hyperspeed into Snoke's ship. She could always do that, by the way. That was always a thing. Oh no! There's only one way in or out of the Rebel base. We're trapped. Oh wait, there's actually another way out. Were you shocked? Did you get fooled because the movie deliberately lied to you to force tension into the situation? Number 5! Should call this movie The Forced Humor Awakens, am I right? Ayo! Oh, did you like that? Yeah? Was that funny to you? How about that prank call between Poe and Space Himmler?
Hello? Yes? Yes, I bought glasses there. My name is Saul Rosenberg. Yes? And my eyes are going crazy.
Or when Chewie had too many porgs on his plate?
There's too much tuna. You're on a prank show.
Or when Kylo forgot to put on a shirt? Kylo, put on a shirt. Your amazing pecs are showing. Jeez. Or when Kylo smacked Space Himmler because the giant lasers didn't leave Luke a smoldering pile of evaporated green titty milk?
He really took it to you good, huh? Shut up, Mimsy. Shut up, Mimsy. Mimsy.
Number 6, continuity. Why did the crew think to call Maz Kanata? Does Poe even know her? Finn only met her for 10 minutes in The Force Awakens. Did she give him her number? She was a friend of Han Solo's, not the Resistance. Does she know about Han's death? Does she know about his golden dice? When did Han get golden dice? Is that what they gave him for doing the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs? Isn't a parsec a unit of distance? Couldn't Han have just said he went like 11 parsecs? Is this somehow Kathleen Kennedy's fault? No, probably not. Why can Yoda manipulate the physical world as a ghost?
Why aren't you helping all those people getting blown up?
You fucking monster! Why did Luke's wound affect him back on Ahch-To if he was a ghost? Why did he become a ghost if he can still get killed? Why is Rey able to do What does the Force even mean anymore? How come number 7? Subtlety. Black BB-8 is bad because he's in black, you guys. Black things are bad. Oh my god, we can't say that, we're Disney. And we got this vaguely Jewish space rat dressed up as the Monopoly man putting his shekels in the BB-8 like he's an arcade game.
Capitalism is like bad, you guys.
Oh, is that snow? Is this like Hoth? Salt. This isn't snow. These aren't AT-ATs. This isn't Hoth. This is nothing like The Empire Strikes Back, you guys.
God damn it, I fucking said this isn't the movie you're looking for.
Number 8. A coherent thing. Can't.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
Is it though? This movie feels like 3 different genres loosely held together by the inertia of a breakneck speed chase. Honestly, it's hard to tell what the audience is supposed to come away with. Is it listen to women always? Oops. Is it that old stuff sucks?
Let the past die. Kill it. If you have to.
Kill the past? But didn't Rey save all the books in the end? Doesn't she know page-turners they're not? Is it that animal cruelty and rich people are bad? No, wait. Isn't everyone bad? Because Benicio del Toro said he sold weapons to both sides of the war, so nothing matters? Is it everyone has some good in them? Oh, no, okay. Oh, I got it. It's that thing Rose says after she kamikazes herself into Finn.
That's how we're gonna win. Not fighting what we hate, saving what we love.
What? Wait, why are they letting Rose fly a ship in the Last Stand battle? Isn't she just an engineer? Now she's also a pilot? Is every single woman in this universe just born with the ability to do absolutely everything? Is it that second X chromosome they have? Is that where all the midichlorians went? This is nothing but vapid bumper sticker coffee mug philosophy. Couldn't fighting what you hate be required to save what you love? Isn't that the purpose of Luke's sacrifice at the end? Isn't Vice Admiral Holdo fighting what she hates in order to save what she loves when she hyperspeeds into Snoke's ship? No, it's everyone's special. Because that slave kid at the very end force pulled his broom, remember? Alright, this one I could actually buy if the entire Disney Star Wars universe didn't feel like a bunch of underage whiny students skipping out on their training, jumping straight to wielding a magical force that is far out of their league, fucking absolutely everything up, and then everything working out for them in the end anyway without even a slap on the, wrist. Number 9, inspiration. Rian Johnson had a hell of a task coming into The Last Jedi. The Force Awakens was widely criticized for essentially being a love letter to A New Hope, and a lot of fans called for bigger risk-taking moving forward. The Last Jedi tries to have its quarter portion.
1/4 portion.
And eat it too. Half of the movie is strictly homage to Empire and Return of the Jedi, and the risks we do get felt like it went to Canto Bright and bet it all on black. Oh, fuck.
Star Wars is so cool because there's all these creatures.
Oh my god, what the fuck is that, bro?
You got like snow Jolteons from Pokemon, these 90s sitcom dinosaur nun puppets, big titty milk turtles, these fucking things. The overall design of the movie felt more fantasy than science fiction. Granted, Star Wars has always incorporated a mix of the two, but The Last Jedi is sort of like if you went to a tattoo parlor and asked the artist for a tattoo of a Death Star, but you didn't want the one on the wall because it had already been done before, and you asked for a fresh take on the idea. So he draws you up something, and you're like, I don't know, seems kind of shit. And he's like, huh? Too late, fam. And you're like, Number 10. Shame! From Admiral Akbar dying off screen to Mark Hamill looking miserable this entire movie and drinking green titty milk, getting it all up in his mustache as the sea turtle looks off in post-coitus bliss. Meanwhile, Rey looks down on both of them like, you sad, contractually obligated man. To the fucking porgs.
Remember, kids, it's not important if it's of high quality. only if it makes money.
Number 11, Porgs!
The movie could definitely have used more minions. I mean, porgs. Personally, I would have been okay if they extended the running time by a half hour, as long as it included these hilarious hairballs. And while no official word has been released whether or not the extended director's cut of The Last Jedi will include the much-rumored behind-the-scenes feature-length documentary After Porg Ends, hardcore Porg addicts can rest easy knowing we still have 2019 standalone Porgs Take Manhattan film to look forward to.
Number 12, answers to anything. The First Order searching for the map of Luke?
Waste of time.
Starkiller base getting destroyed?
It doesn't matter.
Who are the Knights of Ren?
Fuck you.
Well, Snoke's pretty cool. What's his backstory?
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Okay, well, who were Rey's parents then?
Get fucked.
Number 13, a reason to return for the third installment.
What about that ship?
That was garbage! The garbage will do!
The story is over. The Force Awakens was A New Hope. The Last Jedi is equal parts Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Where do they go from here? And do you really even care? Rey was already a Jedi Master in The Force Awakens. She doesn't even need the training from Luke. Yoda said so himself. She's on her third lap of the hero's journey at this point. It's done. What exactly are we coming back next time for? She's gonna be awesome, she's gonna be Kylo Ren, and then we're supposed to say, my, she's really grown since Jakku from that young, naive, defenseless... Okay. Well, what did you expect?